Alright guys, today I'm trying to fiddle around and play with the practice skin and see what I can get the best line with. And let's see here. So if we get this in a little bit closer maybe. I just changed the cam in here. Let's see. We're gonna get really close in. I have tried all three cams. I haven't really found this to work well on the skin compared to the different wormhole machines. So I just changed the cam, got a little bit of crap on it. So the 4.5, and then there's a 5. I actually did some stuff on my own leg with the 5, and I had to take it out immediately. It was going to tear me up. So, I'm not sure what I really think about this. I had sent it in my review. I don't really care for it, and I still support that statement. I don't know if it's just because I'm just used to coil machines or something. So, we're using a 3 and a 5, and it's possible that they're just dull because they've been used a lot. So later on tonight I will definitely pull out some 3s and 5s and stuff like that, because I don't use those. I'm not going to use them for anything but practice, although I do like to do fine line stuff. So it's also noticed that this thing wants to inkjet really bad, even when it's adjusted the same as a different machine. So this wormhole one here is one of my favorites for lining. I don't know what the exact stroke is. They say it's 4.0, but it seems to be smaller than that. So what I just kind of doing is rub a little Vaseline on this crap, because otherwise it is extremely hard to get it clean. I'll just run some lines, and I'm not trying to do anything special here. So I just put the stock cam back in here, and you see, if you look right now, I'm ink jetting little speckles as I hold it over here. Another issue I'm having is also the practice skin does want to bounce around a little bit while I'm lining. So that's an okay line for a 4.0 cam. Now I'm going to pull this out of here, and I'm going to take this one here, I would say the speed sounds a little different. I'm at 8 volts. We go ahead and put another line right in front of it. Now this one's not really ink jetting, so I wonder what the speed is that thing's actually running at. You can hear that it's different too. I want to say this hits harder, but I don't know. I'm able to make the same line basically either way. Let me try a different one here. Keep getting ink all over myself. I really should be just wearing gloves just for the heck of it, especially because the other day I fumbled and I poked myself in the hand, and so now I'm going to probably have a black dot on my hand. I caught the edge of a Magnum, and it folded the needle up and got me. Let's see here. This is the Ha Ink tattoo pen. Never really cared for it because of the grip. Let's go ahead in here. See, it's ink jetting too. What I don't like about the practice skin is that you really have to drill it in there, and it looks, it looks pretty much the same. So we'll go back over to this, and we're gonna we'll do a line. We'll pull the cam. We'll so right here, it's ink jetting bad. It sounds like it's running kind of fast, I guess. So alright, so which one should we go to? Let's go from one extreme to the other. Or whatever one fell out. Okay, 5.0 cam. Now when you change these, you just grab the back of the coreless motor, okay? And that will allow you to put your Allen where you need it to be. Don't tighten these very tight. Leave them really loose. It would have been nice if they would have put a screw in each one of these cams. They give you an extra screw, but but now there's only two, so what I have to do is then you have to pull it out of there, and these are really cheap, and so is the Allen key, and it's an odd size that's not going to be common in most of your kits. It's like a 1mm or maybe even smaller than that. So try and put it on the end of the key first, and I can confirm that the key is not a good fit. Just put it on there snug. Don't tighten it. Just snug. Because if you do, you'll be sorry. This thing's not going to slip anyway. If it does, you'll know. It'll be obvious. So we have our 4.0 cam and our 4.5. Now, these guys tell me they call this a direct drive, and they call, where's this? They call that an eccentric drive. And they say that this is better. I don't know if I agree, because all of my other machines are eccentric wheels. This is the only one that I have that's this way, with the exception of somewhere in here I have a rotary pen, which I do like. I like it, but probably because it reminds me of a prison tattoo machine. So 5.0 cam, 5mm cartridge. I don't like calling it a cart, it's a cartridge. I don't know why these people are, yeah bro, your carts are, yeah. Like, no, Now we're sticking out pretty far. I do like to hang out the needle pretty far. Just make sure that like it's at rest, it's not sticking out where it would snag. Okay, so we have the last line that we did, and it's ink jetting quite nicely. I'm going to try and keep my hand speed about the same. Okay. And honestly, I see no difference on here at all between the two lines. Maybe I'm just adjusting the speed based on what I hear without thinking about it. But it looks the same to me. The difference is it might have went through a little bit more on this one. Yeah, it did. So I don't know, we'll leave this one in for a while, but like we just went from 4 to 5, and I can hear and feel the difference, but on the practice scan you're not seeing the difference. On the human skin, this is too much. You have to be light-handed with it. So I don't know, I'm not really sure what I think about this machine, to be honest with you. And since I'm not going to sit here and just doodle all over my legs, I've got to use this crap, or I've got to use oranges and grapefruits. And the problem with oranges and grapefruits is they work great, but they take ink really, really easy. And they're also very easy to overwork. So, you know, we can, I think I got one over here. So, I mean, like, once you start to shade them and stuff, they distort, you know. But yeah, I mean, you can sit here, and then once they dry, they don't look the same anymore either. But they are, I think, maybe a better practice medium than these. I've just been trying to use these up. These are a little bit easier to tell how the lining is going to be, because the grapefruits and oranges, they just take a line, like, you know, really well no matter what. These are really hard to actually get a good line on. So I think the 5.0 stroke is probably a little too aggressive. I think that's why we don't really see too many manufacturers offering that kind of stroke on a machine. But it's the reason I bought this machine, so I figured, you know, it's something that none of my other machines are even close to capable of doing. So I figured, well, why not, right? So I don't know what I'm doing here, just a bunch of crazy lines. Let's go. I'm not sure if I'm getting a better line, you know, I mean, like, it's really hard to tell. So we would take like a machine like this that I know, we'll take this one here. This one here I know has an extremely short stroke. I use it for shading, but let's just use this. We'll try and hang it out about the same. Okay, this, oh, I can't, it's such a short stroke. I'm actually, where I want to hang it out, I'm actually sticking out. So this pen here is not for lining. There's no way. And of course, you know, they sell the kit on Amazon, and Wormhole sells it, and it's it looks like a masked tour. But anyway, it says it has 3.5 stroke. It does not. It's 2.5, 2.8, somewhere around there. You can tell right away it is not hitting hard at all. Now, you can barely see it where I'm at, and you definitely aren't going to see it on the camera, but it did make a lighter line, so it would definitely not be as bold of a line, but it still came out good enough for this crap. So now when I started to have problems, the one I had problems with was when I went to a smaller needle, it would do these little lines like that, and they weren't very good. So let's try this again with a 3. There's a 3. Let's see what we get. Okay. You hear that? It's hitting hard. And you can see with the 3, you see every little shake in the line. That's why I don't like lines for needles that small. So, and it went through. But it doesn't look very good. It's not very dark looking. It's not very precision looking. Now I like to do, I like to move quickly. So, like if I was going to do this, I would, I'd probably want to be at about 9 volts. And I'd want to see, can I just whip it in there? And I don't think I can, but we'll try. So I got this thing at 9 volts with a 5.0 cam. It's spitting ink all over the place. I'm going to go even faster. Now we want to see what that line is going to look like. So I sped it up towards the end there. But I assume it's going to look like crap. Now, it actually looks about the same all the way through. Went through, because this thing is just pounding the crap out of it with a 5.0 cam. Anyway, it's not as bad as I expected for moving it that fast, but there's something about these needles, they're just too small for the skin. It doesn't like it. And I could take something like an 11, right? It's going to fight back a whole hell of a lot more. So let's get the 11 over here. And we'll go right there. Okay, we'll just keep it short because we don't know what it's going to look like. So, the 11 is nice and dark. Nice and dark. So, I don't know, I think maybe this machine is really just more suitable for, you know, like large groupings, you know. I'm not really sure. But I tried an 11 on my knee, and you could tell right away. I ran one line and I was like, okay, let me try this again. I ran a second line, I'm like, done. Cam's coming out. This is too much. So I have a heavy hand though, so that's another thing too. Anyway, I don't know what I think about it. I really don't. You know, I mean, I haven't tattooed anybody with it but myself, and I didn't find that the 5.0 cam lent itself well for lining for myself. You know, and I'm tattooing on myself, so I'm able to gauge, you know, how deep I'm going a lot better than if I'm tattooing somebody else. So I didn't feel like it was a good choice. So I'm not really sure that you want to use a cam that big. I'm also not so sure that like it works better. Before we finish the video, why don't we take this same thing right here at 9 volts and we'll take one of these wormholes and we'll run it, okay? And we're sticking out a little far on that one. And we'll go ahead and see, can we get the same line as that? We'll try and kind of mimic everything. And just make sure, I feel like I'm hanging out really far. Okay. And you can hear I'm really just drilling it in there. So now let me show you. Let me make sure that you guys can see this, because I haven't checked camera personally. I mean, here's a machine that is less than a 4.0 stroke, okay? And the line below it is a 5.0 stroke. So, you know, I'm not really seeing a difference. I'm seeing, you know, with the one right here, you see the shakiness in it a little bit, but I'm not really seeing a difference. I don't know if I'm just compensating, but I don't really know. So share your thoughts. Help this channel grow by sharing the videos. I know that they're kind of a little haphazard, but the thing is, we just try to be down to earth and not make a bunch of polished, pretty looking content, you know, for the sake of, you know, bullshit. So anyways, thanks for watching.